Today also His Excellency said the opposition leader was invited to form a government and he did not do that, and that's a violation of the public trust. That's wrong. He is wrong. President was wrong on many fronts today. When he described the Constitutional Council as part of the executive, he was wrong. You don't have part of the executive, the speaker presides. That's part of the legislative structure. He was wrong because the entire opposition had agreed on something at that point in time. And there was a document, a national plan that had been formulated by the Bar Association of Sri Lanka. And that gave certain timelines to the then President Gotabaya Rajapakse, so that he would go out gracefully and executive presidency would be abolished. And that if he agreed to that, that the opposition leader would take over as Prime Minister. That was the agreement. We as a party was agreed to that. The Janata Vimukti Peramana was agreed to that. SJB was agreed to that. His Excellency the President as a single member here was agreed to that. He violated that. That is why I was the first person here in this house. When he took over as Prime Minister, I told him this is shameful conduct. He was very upset over that. But it was in fact a shameful conduct by him. That is, he breached the agreement that all opposition had taken together. And a single person ran and took that office. For a mess of pottage, he violated that agreement. So, I'm not defending the leader of the opposition, but I think it is time, even after the lapse of 1 full year, that I put the record right. There was that agreement that was violated by His Excellency the President because he saw a crack in the door. He was opportunistic. He put his foot in there, got in there, and then became the Executive President of this country. UNP under him in 1996 in Hambantota had passed a resolution to abolish Executive Presidency. Now there is no talk about that. Violation of public trust is a very, very serious matter. The reply His Excellency gave today amounts to nothing. If you have violated public trust, and that's a pronouncement of the highest court in the country, those persons who have been named have no moral right to sit in this house anymore. In another place, in a mature democracy, they would have resigned. In another place where they value democracy, where they value rule of law, those persons who are found to have violated the public trust would have resigned the next day. But not the Rajapakses. They don't care two hoots whether it is the public trust or whatever that they have violated. It is only their family and the loot that they have taken from this country that they are concerned about. They can remain in that way, but they will have to face the serious ire of the citizens of this country if they don't, even at this point in time, respect rule of law, accept responsibility and bow out of this house. They have no right to continue as representatives of the people in this house. There's only one person there, President Mahinda Rajapakse. But he must resign. If he has any semblance of a sense of dignity, and if he respects rule of law, if he respects democracy, he must promptly resign and accept responsibility. His Excellency the President, Ranil Wickremesinghe, I remember in 2015 at the budget, he spoke volumes of the fact that President Maithripala Sirisena's expenditure, when compared to his predecessors, was almost half. But that's not what we see today. The President's expenditure is far more than what was there in last year's budget. So we see a huge shift in his perspective, even with regard to allocations for expenditure.